Hey there, welcome back to the lab. I'm Daddy Clay.
And I'm Daddy Brad. Whether or not they're willing to admit it, many of the expecting parents out there, for whatever reason, have a preference, boy or girl.
And there are a lot of wives' tales out there about what you can do to make a boy or a girl. And we'll talk about those, but what's the truth about fertility, gender, and science?
This week in the lab, it's all about X and Y.
This week's show is brought to you by Baby Bjorn. Doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, the very best carriers and gear come from Baby Bjorn.
So is there anything you can do to increase your chances for a boy or girl? We asked the folks at the Texas Fertility Clinic.
I mean, you know, the old joke is if you want a boy, you have sex on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Even days, odd days?
Nope. Even days, odd days. The whole purpose behind the even odd, I think, is that if you're trying to get pregnant, it takes a while for a guy's sperm count to regenerate. So we advocate sex every other day.
Sexual position.
No difference. You know, the whole theory there is gravity. The X-containing sperm is heavier because the X chromosome is larger than the Y chromosome. So the X chromosome is heavier, therefore theoretically the sperm with the X is heavier, so positions in which sperm are deposited lower and the cervix is lower, theoretically would lead to girls, but it's never been proven to be true.
There are also a lot of at-home kits, techniques, and websites that purport to allow you to choose the sex of your baby. Most of these depend on the theory that boy sperm swim faster and girl sperm live longer. Now, by carefully monitoring mom's temperature, you can predict the moment of ovulation, and if you quickly time the sex at exactly the right moment, that allows for the right kind of sperm to arrive on site at the right time.
Myth. Not true. Theoretically, they're faster because the Y chromosome is smaller, so therefore that sperm may be a little bit faster.
But scientists in the UK claim to have found a genetic link. They say that boys that have lots of brothers tend to produce sons, and boys that have lots of sisters, they tend to produce daughters. Now, they figured this out by looking at countries where the male population has been decimated by warfare. Then they found that there was a big male baby boom following. The genetic bloodlines that tend to produce boys survived. The others, not so much.
I haven't seen any really scientific validation of that. I mean, I read about it, I saw it, but I haven't seen any scientific validation of it.
But there's one surefire lead pipe lock way to get the kind of baby that you want, and that is to adopt. So, how about you, Daddy Brad? Do you have a big, strong preference, boy or girl?
No, I've got one of each, so number 3, doesn't matter, either way. How about you?
Well, with the first one, I definitely wanted a girl. I don't know why. I felt like that would be easier or that would be sweeter or something. I got a boy. Then the second one, definitely wanted another boy, got a girl. Then I wanted to be finished, and I got another boy. So I never got what I wanted. But I got what I wanted.
Yeah, that's the magic of it. You think you know what you want, but you don't. And it doesn't matter. Boy or girl, you're going to love them.
I think that that's why this whole notion of paying thousands of dollars to determine boys or girls or whatever, that's nuts. It's nutso. It's crazy stuff.
Not so fast, Daddy Clay. It makes sense for some families. Think about if you're the House of Tudor.
You know, if succession is an issue, you know, I understand. But otherwise, if you're not ready to have a boy or a girl, regardless of what it is, and love completely, then I just don't think you're ready to be a parent.
Well, it's not always that simple, Daddy Clay.
Now, we get two different populations of patients who come in requesting sex selection. We get a population of patients in whom there's something called an X-linked disease. Okay, so certain types of hemophilia, certain types of muscular dystrophy. They know that if they have a male child, that child is going to have a specific disease that's life-threatening. And then we get another population of patients who are interested in what's called family balancing. They've got 2 girls, they want a boy. They've got 2 boys, they want a girl. They just, for whatever reason, want a boy. For whatever reason, want a girl first. Okay? We don't do that because we think that there are ethical issues involved. And, you know, we really kind of subscribe to the theory that you either want a child and you want to have a family or you don't.
If you've got an opinion about choosing the sex of your baby before you have it, go to dadlabs.com and join the discussion.
And we want to thank Baby Bjorn, our sponsor for this show. You know, the nice thing about it, baby boy, baby girl, Baby Bjorn. Doesn't matter. Boy or girl, it all works. It's all designed perfectly. You know, take this really cool, plate and spoon set. It doesn't matter. Goes in the mouth, boy's mouth, girl's mouth. Either way, works. So thanks, Baby Bjorn. We'll see you next week.